So there is a big update soon for Starfield. I know it's a title that not a lot of people have been keeping up news on. I've been keeping tabs on it. And it seems to be a pretty big one, judging from the reactions in the comment section so far. We haven't watched the full thing yet. And they also have a patch notes. And I did see some people talking about in Discord server that there's finally an actual map. So instead of a grid, it's just actual map with details and points of interest in the city. The city map is huge, actually. I mean, that's a big quality of life, I feel like. Could have been implemented. It was a very risky thing to do. Same with the lack of vehicular travel, which if it was a creative decision, and they said it was, very risky, incredibly risky, and it didn't pan out well for them. So let's watch the video and see what's going on here. Starfield.
Hi, I'm Jess Finster, Community Director at Bethesda, and I'm here today at Bethesda Game Studios to talk to you all about the next update coming to Starfield. The team has been hard at work, so let's go chat with them to see what they've been working on.
Okay.
So with Update 4 on the horizon, what are some of the new features that players have to look forward to?
So we've seen a lot of feedback online that players really want a lot more utility and detail in our surface maps. So we took it there, we blew it all up, and instead now we have a whole new aesthetic to the surface maps where you
this
can
looks
see the
great.
Terrain, all the detail in the terrain, trees, rocks, all the structures in the loaded zone. It's a lot easier to navigate. We've also made it easier to get around the cities.
Yes, this is perfect.
I
think this is what a lot of people wanted.
The enhanced boutiques, restaurants, you name it, it's all there. It's a lot easier to get around now.
With Update 4, we're also adding a bunch of gameplay options.
Oh.
So for that, players can really tune their experience.
Okay, well, what's going on? Enemy combat damage, player combat damage, enemy ship damage, player ship damage, aim assistance, ammo weight. Oh, you can even adjust your carry capacity. Oh, there's like modifiers for the XP too. So I see what's going on. Okay, cargo access distance. Interesting. So the total XP 6, 10. 2, 4. So what? You get minus 6% XP. I don't know how that's going to work out. Vendor credits. So there's limited credits on each vendor you sell things to. So that forces you to kind of manage your inventory or selling. It's interesting that they're also adding in more modifiers for food healing. That's also been a point of contention. Sustenance. I'm assuming this is for like a survivalist element where you have to eat or maintain like your hunger level, maybe. Combat affliction gain from creatures, affliction treatment, environmental damage. This is pretty cool, honestly. And I do like that they have save on travel.
We're adjusting things like capacity of vendor credits, the actual carry weight.
Okay. That's a lot of potatoes.
Additionally, affects to difficulty. So some of those, depending on how you play, you can actually tune to be like space combat more difficult or gun combat less difficult. It's really up to you. And depending on how you balance them, it'll change how you get XP.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So you're really upping the ante for players that want an even bigger challenge.
Yeah, and with that, we actually are adding what's called the extreme difficulty. It sits above very hard,
difficulty.
And it really, really makes you pay attention, especially for the higher level characters.
Nephthys
How about ship
is
customization?
a liar,
Players are really
a
capitalizing
bully,
on all of the ship content
and
in
he's
the game.
toxic.
We've seen some really
So you
crazy
want.
stuff out there that I'm sure you guys
4
have seen
years,
as well.
Nephos
Are you
dance,
adding
Nephos
anything more
dance,
to the ship
Nephos dance.
customization?
Yeah, so people love to customize their ships. Like some of the builds out there are just mind-blowing. Some beautiful, beautiful stuff. So now we're turning our attention to the inside of the ships. So we're adding a decorate mode where you can go and fully furnish and customize the
this is
interior
nice.
layout of the
Okay,
ships,
finally,
place the
like
furniture, decorations.
this is one thing I
Basically,
really
you can
wanted.
do an outpost mode. We can now do that in the ship and it's saved, and you can do that to your entire fleet. In addition to decorate mode, we're also offering a whole new set of empty habs. So basically,
so like
instead of
just completely
pre-colored
empty, no
habs in the
nothing.
Shipbuilder, we'll have a new set where
Yes.
there's no furniture, there's no decoration, nothing. It's a total blank slate, so players can just kind of fill
This
it
is
up with their own
nice.
stuff.
That's amazing. They'll really get
Okay.
to emulate whatever their personality showcases outside.
Now I'm curious about the
Yeah,
gameplay
definitely.
changes now. If they have
New
any.
Game Plus. Is there anything
Oh, God,
being
yes,
added to
please.
this update that helps the players after they've completed the campaign to return to the game?
Yeah, so if you're like me and you find the more you go through the Unity, the more you become the hunter. The one thing I want to do is be able to respec my traits. So we're adding that. So in case you're getting tired
That's huge,
of
actually.
Wanted or want
You have
change
to
your
like
alien
you have to
DNA,
do console
and you really
commands for
want
this.
that new dream home experience, you get to choose that.
This
when
is
going
nice.
through the Unity. In addition, you'll be able to rechange your appearance.
Really living that next second life, huh?
Exactly.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you guys want to share about this update that players have to look forward to? I mean, you've already shared a lot as it is.
I feel like they
We're
can share
focusing now on
more.
our Xbox Series X players with this update. We're giving them some settings where they can help prioritize between performance or visual.
Mhm.
If they choose to prioritize performance, the target FPS will move to 60.
Ah,
and for players
it's no
that
longer
have
30
TVs
FPS
that
cap.
support VRR, they'll be able to choose
That's
between
good.
VRR 40 or VRR 60.
In addition to the new features we just talked about, there are a couple of quality of life updates that we're introducing. One of them is you can now toggle dialogue cameras off. So instead of getting that sort of focus zoom in on
I
the
like
NPC
this.
you're talking
I really
to,
like
it just
this.
stays in normal default camera mode. It's a little more immersive.
I think a
that
lot of
way. Some
people
players may prefer that.
wanted something like this
In
too.
addition to that, we're making the container and barter menus a bit more usable. We've added some
Okay.
tabs along the top, so it's easier to sort of see what container or what inventory
Yeah,
you're looking
mods
at,
had to
whether
do
it's
that.
yourself
Like the mods
or
had to
ship.
like take care of the
It's just easier to
UI and
navigate,
user
it's
experience.
the inventory
I'm glad they're
and
improving on the
management.
base game
It's a small
systems.
thing, but it actually, I think, makes it a lot nicer.
Okay.
So, Tim, we
Tim,
just talked to Joe and
lead creative
Eastfun
producer.
a little bit about Update 4 and what's coming, but is there anything else that you want to talk about that's down the horizon?
So the team is working on our first land vehicle. So you can drive around on
Yo, it's a rover. That's pretty nice.
planets.
That, I mean, I kind of want to rewind this real quick. I just want to see the motion again.
Land vehicle.
He said land vehicles or land vehicle. Let me.
So the team is working on our first land vehicle.
Okay, so just one vehicle. And then of course people are gonna be like, well, modders can now take advantage of the vehicle system and put mod in other vehicles. Although I would have liked to see more variety.
So you can drive around on planets.
That's pretty cool. It looks like you're kind of seated in there and you're just driving around.
Obviously, we're working on more quests and the
More
massive
quests.
Shattered Space expansion.
Oh, right. Okay, I got some news to share about the Shattered Space expansion. But
Obviously, we're working on more.
this is the sheriff's office or something, right? In Wanted. Oh, they're gonna have actual bounty missions. Okay, this is the Free Star Rangers office. I'm pretty sure. Okay,
More quests.
more quests. Looks like they have House Varun styles here. Lord Drop,
And the massive
and this is Shattered Space DLC or expansion.
Shattered Space expansion.
He said massive expansion. So, I mean, that has, I think, I just saw a building there. Or some sort of altar. It looks like House Varun, and that kind of confirms our lore suspicions.
Shattered Space expansion.
That's all very exciting.
Okay.
What about creations? Anything you can share there?
I think we mentioned it earlier this year, but we've sent out our beta toolkit to verified creators. So hopefully more information on that
nice.
soon.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Tim.
Hey, no problem, Jess.
That's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. I think this is a pretty big update, and it might bring some players back to it. Although I feel like, for me, I'm going to wait till the expansion. I think the expansion is what I'm waiting for in terms of the lore. And if he is saying it's massive, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more quest content than some of the bounty or repeatable quests that they're seeming to add here. So the main points of this upcoming patch, which is coming out on, well, it's in beta on Steam. I think it's May 15th. Improved surface maps, new gameplay options, ship decoration mode, tabs to container menus, ability to change traits and appearance after entering the Unity, dialogue camera toggle, display settings for Xbox Series X. And there's just a whole bunch of bug fixes. I'm not going to read them all. I do, again, have some news about the Starfield's first expansion. Shattered Space will be out this fall. So in an interview completely kind of unrelated to Starfield, he said that Bethesda wants to... I think... was it about Starfield? No, I guess it was about Fallout primarily, but then he said this is a separate update. Shattered Space is in the fall, kind of confirming finally that what we kind of guessed, that Shattered Space will probably come out in the fall of 2024. I did have some like concerns about potentially it being pushed back to 2025 because Bethesda is trying to kind of work on Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls 6, and they're also trying to push these big base game updates to Starfield, not necessarily adding more to it, but just fixing or adjusting a lot of things in it. But it's nice to see Shattered Space is coming out this year. That's what you want. And thanks for the video, Star Crusher. So that's really the biggest detail we have. I don't have a date to announce on when the full release for the Starfield Creation Kit is coming, says Todd Howard. Our modders out there have been incredible, and a lot of those, I think, before the Creation Club and now our new creators program. Go Pro from Hobby to Professional. We've hired some of them into the studio, but more so the ones who are out there just like, hey, I can make a living now making stuff. That's really cool. But yeah, big details about the Shattered Space. I'm looking forward to it, honestly. I'm looking forward to the updates.